Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Songbirds Creations, Crochet, and More. My name is Margaret. If you're new here, welcome in. If you've been here before, you know I love that you're coming back. Today we're just going to hang out and work on a whip that I've started on a live, and we'll just hang out and chat, drink some coffee. I bought myself a mug warmer. I love it. So, yeah, now I can have warm coffee while I crochet instead of having cold coffee. Good morning, Marianne and Amber and Magic Frog. Good to see you guys. Good morning, Tank. Welcome in. Yeah, I hit the button a little bit early. I decided since I'm sitting here and I noticed people starting to pop into the chat, I figured I'd just go ahead and hit the button. So here we are. So I hope everybody's got a good cup of coffee and a whip. I got my cup in my special mug. Oh, and it's so good. I made Mackinac Island chocolate fudge coffee, and I've got white chocolate raspberry creamer in it, and it is yummy. Good morning, Lisa. Good to see you. Yes, thank you, Marianne. Please do remember your thummies. So let me show you where I'm at on this thing. I did do a few rows before the live this morning. So this is what it's currently looking like. I guess I'm up to about 7 inches-ish. And my skeins are starting to get a little skinny. Thank you. I think it's going to be very pretty when it's done. Good morning, baby. Thanks for coming in. Got all my best friends here today. So nice. Good morning, Lana. Good to see you. So I had a kind of a funny thing happen recently. I have been bugging Lana for a while because she wanted me to do a diamond painting of her dog. And I said I would be happy to do that, just to send me a picture. Well, somehow I had a picture stored in my gallery that for some reason I thought was her dog. So thinking I'm brilliant, I'm going to go ahead and order the kit and get to going on it. And I showed her the picture that I ordered from, and she says, "But that's not my dog." I was like, well, great. That wasn't too smart. Luckily, I had just placed the order not too long before that. So I jumped back on Amazon real quick and canceled the order. So earlier in the week, the hubby comes in and he says, "What did you order?" And I said, "Nothing that I know of." And he hands me the package, and I could kind of tell from the shape of it that it was probably a diamond painting kit. So I opened it up, and it's the diamond painting, a custom kit, mind you. It's the one that I had ordered. with the picture of the dog, which is the wrong dog. And the funny thing is I got an email, a confirmation of that I canceled that order, and I got my refund for it. So I don't know why they went ahead and created it and sent it to me. Somebody apparently didn't get the memo, I guess. Good morning, Rebecca. Cafe Bustelo with cinnamon dolce and coffee mate creamer. Oh, yum. That sounds wonderful. I love cinnamon coffee. That's my second favorite. A lot of times I buy cinnamon creamer. So yeah, I want to show you guys this cool coffee warmer, mug warmer I got. I love it because it doesn't get real super hot on the edges. But what it is, it's works by gravity. So the green light just basically indicates that it's on. And then when you set a mug on it, that's when the element actually will heat up. It's like as soon as the coffee mug presses on it, it starts to heat. So I like that pretty well. And it doesn't get like over hot unless, you leave your mug on there for quite a while. You can use it as a candle warmer or a wax warmer. So I actually put a candle, one of my big candles, on it the other day. I've got this candle that's peach raspberry frosé, I think they called it, and it just smells so good. So I sat that on it the other day, and it melted it pretty fast, and made my living room smell wonderful. Not quite functioning today. Did you have a rough end of the week, Rebecca? It's all sugar-free, too. Oh, that's cool, Tank. Yeah, Tank, a mug warmer is a really nice thing to have. I'm not picky. I will drink coffee once it gets cold. Oh, no, Rebecca. I hope you get some time to rest that back. And tweaking your back is never a fun thing. I've got a knee that's acting up. I have no idea what is going on with it. It's my right knee, which is usually the knee that I don't have problems with. Normally my left knee is the one that bothers me. But for some reason my right knee right now is deciding to be a booger. So if I sit down in something that's too low or something like that where I'm really bending my knee, it yells at me about it. Doesn't like it too well. Good morning, Lori. Well, don't fall asleep too soon. You want to be awake for Camille's live. Speaking of which, everybody, I do want to let you know, I did post a link in my posts for Camille's live. She is going to be doing a live stream probably pretty much right after mine. She's going to be showing off her newest batch of hand-dyed yarn. I have had a sneak peek at just a little bit of it, and as usual, it is beautiful. So, yeah, come on and join us this morning on her channel and lust over some beautiful yarn that actually you don't have to just lust over. You can buy it. She did 5 colorways, so she did 4 hanks of each colorway. So, good morning, Linda. Nice to see you here. Thanks for coming in. Good morning, Carrie. Welcome in. Nice to see you. I really do appreciate all of you who are up on a Saturday morning coming in to visit me. I've actually been up for a little while this morning. My hubby got up early as usual and took the dog out for his Saturday morning run. I'm sure they're probably out at the state park. It's supposed to be a hot one here today, so I'm glad they got out early and they're doing their thing. I got up and switched some laundry around, started another load, and got my coffee made. Had some time to sit out on the porch in the cool air and cool back up because running around doing laundry and stuff, I got kind of sweaty. So, yeah, we're supposed to get up around that today too, Linda. Right around 87 again. In fact, we're not really supposed to cool back down out of the 80s until I think Tuesday. We're finally supposed to get some rain, so that will cool us down a bit. And then we're going to stay in the 70s for a while, which I like. That's a little bit more like fall weather. I mean, if I have to put up with the fact that it's being fall, at least give me fall weather instead of summer. So, yeah, we are missing a few thumbs. If y'all could drop those thummies, I would appreciate it greatly. It's an awesome way to support my channel. I don't have memberships or monetization yet because I'm not to that threshold with my subscribers, which does remind me, if you're not subscribed to my channel, I hope that you would, if you would be so kind. I think just about everybody here probably is subscribed. So I was going to show you a finished object that I did this week. I've been wanting to make something for my neighbor who is a big time Halloween lover. And so I made her this doily called the Boo doily. And it is available on Ravelry. It's a free download. But I finished that earlier this week. Unfortunately, when I ran over to give it to her, she had left for Dallas. She's going to spend some time with her, I think her brother and sister-in-law. Her sister-in-law is having their first baby, so she is hanging out over there for a week to see the new baby. That I made that with a cotton bamboo blend. Um, it's, I guess, probably about a 2 weight. It's not quite as thin as regular crochet cotton, but it turned out real nice, I think. It's got some nice drape to it. And I think it'll look cute on a tabletop or something. Good morning, Helix. Nice to see you here. Thanks for popping in. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, it was fun to crochet. I've got a few little mistakes here and there, but I just kind of fudged it. I wasn't in the mood to do a lot of frogging when I made it, so oh, okay, Amber. And then the other thing that I've been working on this week, I brought some whips out of the place where they were languishing. These are I've got 2 enchanted ponchos going, and I've got the yarn to fix my green one and make it longer. Thank you, Amber, for that. But this is one that I'm making with a yarn that I'm sure Amber will recognize. It's the Mandala Ombre, and the colorway is Happy. And I will have to say that, yes, I agree with that name, because this yarn does make me happy. I really love it. I love the colorway, of course, because it's almost like a rainbow, and I love anything rainbow, but it is also really nice and soft. But yeah, I'm liking how this one's working up. And then I've got my other one. I decided to do an experiment with this one. So this one I am working up in a 3-weight yarn, and it's some yarn that I got from Ice. And I'm doing it with a really big, well, I'm doing it with a 9mm hook. So the stitches are much chunkier, and so it does have a little bit more drape to it. And I think I'm going to really like it when it's done. So yeah. So that's number 2. I've got to dig out my rest of this yarn so I can finish it up. So that's what I'm currently working on, besides this blanket. And then I've got a couple other blankets that I'm working on as well. And I picked up some of the Red Heart 1-pound skeins that Dollar Tree has currently. My Dollar Tree the other day when I was there only had orange. Now the first time I went and got some, they only had cream. And then the other day when I went again, they only had orange. So I went ahead and grabbed a couple of the oranges. And I think what I'm going to do, I've got the cream, I've got the orange, and I've got a skein of Big Twist in kind of a golden yellow. And I think what I'm going to do is make a blanket out of that, or a throw, I should say, because I don't think I'm going to go big blanket size, but I'm going to make a candy corn striped Afghan. I don't know what stitch yet. I've been looking at some really interesting textural stitches lately, so I want to do something that has a lot of texture to it. So yeah. What will be fun about doing a candy corn colored throw with the orange and yellow and cream is that I actually would be able to leave it out here in my living room all year round, because as you can see behind me, my wall behind me is a pale yellow, which 3 of my walls in this room are. And then my other color in here, my accent wall, is kind of a light terracotta. So yeah, anything orange and yellow will match in here really nicely. So I could just throw that on the back of my love seat and leave it on out there all the time. Rows of Kisses. Well, like I said, I've been looking at a couple of new to me channels that I actually found on Instagram that have some really, really cool, very textural looking stitches on them. So I'm kind of leaning towards doing one of those. I think that my hubby just came home with the dog. I was hearing water out there and was hoping that wasn't the washer making that loud of a water noise. That sounds cool, Amber. You know me, I do prefer side to side stitches. I do not love going round in squares. Once they get to a size where they're very large, I'm not real thrilled with doing them, because basically it's like one round is like you're doing 4 rows, you know, so. The trio blanket, yes, it's the same on both sides. Yep. Because you've got those spots, the open spots with the chains in it, but you're working the chains inside of your double crochets, so they don't show up on either side of the blanket. So yeah, I remember you doing that square one, Lana, and it was a beautiful blanket, I will have to say. Just my personal preference is kind of steers me away from doing blankets that are worked in rounds. I did some of Juan's when he was putting out the square blanket patterns, some of his crochet alongs. I did a couple of those, and yeah, they were fun, but they also convinced me that I really just wasn't interested in doing blankets in the round like that. Yeah, Bavarian stitch, yeah, you kind of do have to do that one in the round. But the nice thing about that is, well, I guess with any blanket, you could make it a rectangle in the round. And I do actually have another blanket that's in my whip pile. I really need to get it out and work on it this fall and winter. It is a corner to corner stitch, but it's worked in the round. Bod showed on her channel how to work that stitch in the round. So I'm working it with some red heart ombres, and I like it. Well, thanks so much for stopping in, Magic Frog. I hope you have a wonderful day. Hope to see you back tomorrow. Um, but the bod corner to corner in the round, what I like about that is she showed you how to work it as a rectangle. So one of my things about working blankets in the round a lot of times is that people design them to be worked as squares. I like big blankets that I can cover up with or use on a bed as a bedspread or something like that. When you're working one as a square in the round, you have to work a whole lot of rows to make it big enough to be a bedspread. Or like I did with one of Juan's, I ended up working rows back and forth on the ends, on two sides, to make it long enough to cover the top of my bed. And that's okay, but I mean, I think it kind of loses the integrity of working it as a square in the round. So yeah, a 4 block center, right. Yeah, Lori, in fact, that purple ombre that you sent me is going to get worked into the bod blanket. If you guys will pardon me for just a moment, I am going to go see what my dog is barking his head off about. I will be right back. Shoker, can't you hear the dog? I see. You spilled your water. Did you really have to do that? Dude. Seriously. Look at the mess you made. My dog is all wet. Happy with yourself?
I tried to bring him in, he doesn't want to come in.
He's out where he wants to be now. Oh, goodness. Yeah, so he came flying into the living room, and, you know, huskies have a lot of fur in their paws. That's what protects them from the cold. A lot of his is, worn off because of getting out for walks and stuff, so it's not quite as long, but it is long enough that on my wood floor, he does slide around a little bit. And he came running in, slid right into his water dish. So I now had water splattered all over the wood floor. Don't mind it so much on the tile. That's kind of why I put his dish on the tile. It's because I know he drips, but yeah. So I had a mess to clean up. But he's outside on the front porch now, which makes him very happy. It's one of his favorite places to be. He's either on the front porch or out in my garden. He's claimed one end of my garden as his, and he's dug himself a hole, and he lays down in that hole, and he's just happy as he can be. I guess it's cool. Once the sun goes over in the afternoon, I don't mind putting him out there. Now, yesterday afternoon, he did come in the house and slept here in the house for quite a while. It was really hot yesterday, and out on the front porch got a little unbearable. Good morning, Tammy. Welcome in. Nice to see you. Yes, he burrows in. He definitely does. He's going to be so upset when winter gets here and I don't let him sleep outside anymore. He's going to have to get used to being a house dog all over again. He's had all summer and now fall to hang out outdoors, but winter is coming. Much as I hate to say it, hate to think it. Yeah, Tank, it's kind of funny because I have two small beds right off the back of my back porch that I used to originally had strawberries in. Then my strawberries got they got crowded in there. So I moved the strawberries over and put them along the fence that runs down the length, well, down the side of the house, basically. And so those two beds off the porch, I was just kind of using for whatever. Last year, I grew cherry tomatoes in them. And this year, one bed I didn't actually put anything in. And another bed, I put Swiss chard and some cucumbers in. But the bed that had nothing in it, he proceeded to dig himself a burrow in that bed. And it was kind of funny because that bed really is just wide enough for him to get in and curl up, and he has blocks on either side of him. But now he's gone over to the big garden and claimed a spot over there. And I don't really mind him doing that, aside from the fact that he seems to think now that the garden is his. So he's like going over and checking out places that I really don't want him messing around. I still have stuff growing out there, so I really want him not to be digging up stuff that I'm growing. Tank, the only well, I have two animals that I am allergic to the dander, and that's cats and horses. And it kills me that I'm allergic to either one because both of them are animals that I really do love, but yeah. And these days, cats don't bother me as bad as um, cats don't bother me as bad as horses do. I still can't be around horses, whereas cats I can be around for short, spaces of time without it bothering me. Big bubbles he would lay in? That sounds interesting. Okay, we'll still be here, I'm sure. I am probably going to go till about 10:45 today, I think, just a little over an hour, and that will give me time to get ready to go over to Camille's live. I'll be able to have time to freshen up my coffee and get ready to hang out over there. And I really do hope that a lot of you will follow us over there. Yeah, Tank, I used to love to groom horses when I was a kid, but it was pretty much inevitable that I didn't have problems so much with my breathing when I was a kid, but it would affect my eyes. My eyes would get all red and swollen up and kind of swell shut. I didn't develop asthma until I was in my teens, and then it was pretty much directly related to my cat allergies. But of course, once I started having problems with the asthma, other stuff would cause it too, and definitely horses would cause it. Tammy, don't worry about the yarn that you won. I hope that you will find the perfect pattern for it, and it's your yarn now. So I mean, if you don't use it for the next year, it's your yarn. I'm not going to bug you about it. I have yarn that I won that I have not touched yet. In fact, I have a hank that I won from Juan and a hank that I won from Mishi that actually look really nice together. And eventually, when I find the right project, I'm going to work on them both together, put those two yarns together. But yeah. Allergic to alfalfa. Okay. Oh, goodness, Tank. I wonder if the hay she was allergic to maybe had mold in it, because mold can definitely cause some respiratory. I am allergic to mold, and when the weather is to a point where a lot of mold can develop outside, it can kind of give me fits. Whew, I got warm running around with Icy. Oh no, that's not good, Lana. I do remember those vitamins. That was kind of a MLM company, wasn't it? Kind of on the order of Amway and those. Oh, okay. So it wasn't moldy hay. Well, that's good. Yeah, I remember them. I remember Shackley. Yeah, I think they were 60s and 70s. Oh, I've got a big tangle here. Oh, huh, that's interesting. Wow, big bonfire. Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, I never hear about them anymore either, Lana. But then, there's so many of those companies anymore. It's hard to keep track of who is who and what's what. So I don't really pay attention. I'm hoping to be done with my first cake of these yarns here soon so I can kind of get a gauge on just how far one cake is going to take me. That way I'll know how long my blanket will end up being or how wide. If it's if it's not going to end up being longer than what it is wide, I may turn it to where I'm using the rows lengthwise rather than widthwise. How are your babies doing today, Helix? Got any special plans with the kids this weekend? Ah, Nutrilite. Okay. Yeah, that's definitely one I don't ever hear of anymore. I'm sitting right here next to my candle, and I don't know if the candle is releasing scent or if I got some on my nose when I was smelling it earlier, but it smells so good. Good morning, Kendall. Welcome in. Oh, wow. What movie are you going to see, Helix? Gabby's Dollhouse. Okay. That's one I have not heard of. Oh, y'all, after I get off this live, I've got to go out to my kitchen. I was making homemade pizza last night and I cut into an onion and it was bad. And you know how bad rotting onions smell? Well, I wrapped it up really well before I put it in the garbage, but it is stinking my entire house up right now. So I have got to get that thing out of here. It's kind of gross. It almost smells like the gas is on, but I know that's not the case. So yeah, I've got to get all the rest of the trash cans around the house emptied into that bag and get it out into the bin so it can be out of the house. Cool. I'll have to watch for it to come out on on the streaming services and see if I can watch it then. Is it a live action or animated? Oh, oh, that sounds cool. I would enjoy that definitely. I do like animated movies. My husband does not, so it's hard to get him to sit down and watch an animated movie with me. But I enjoy them. Did any of you ever see back in, I'm pretty sure it was in the 70s, well, maybe 80s now that I think of it. There was a movie called Allegro non troppo, and it was a kind of almost like a Fantasia type movie, if you remember Fantasia, where they took the different pieces of music and did animation to that music. Well, that's what Allegro non troppo was. It took different pieces of classical music and did animations to them. And it was a little more adult themed than Fantasia was, but it was a really cool movie. I enjoyed it a lot. Oh, wow. You got yourself a job, eh, Lori? No, Lana, it's definitely the wax from the candle because the candle is peach and raspberry. So, um, yeah, what I'm smelling is definitely the peach. I can smell the coffee, but the coffee smells like chocolate and raspberries. So, we have had, speaking of cats, we've had a black and white cat wandering around the neighborhood lately. I don't know if it's a lost cat or just a feral kitty that's wandering around, but it seems to go from house to house and kind of nose around. Well, it was coming here the other day, which wasn't real wise with Icy out on the front porch. It soon decided it wasn't going to hang out here. Yeah, Tank, I always kind of keep an ear out for Icy because he doesn't bark very often. He's not a real barky dog, but when he needs something, like if he's out on the front porch, he generally only barks if he needs to go potty. So he barks to let me know it's time to move him out back. Or if he's out back and he wants to go out front, he barks to get my attention to change him spots. Now, the other day, he was totally taking advantage of that. Like, how a kid will run in and out the door. And yeah, he was acting like a kid. He wanted to go one place, then the other, then back to the front, then back to the back. He couldn't decide where he wanted to be. And finally, I took him out back and said, okay, you're here. You're staying. We're not moving again. Ah, ooh, yeah, that's good to have a dog that warns you when there's critters. Wow, bears. A friend of mine just within this, I think around spring, she bought a piece of property in North Carolina, um, kind of in the mountains, and she was out one day. They had just kind of um, done some clearing for her, and she was out on her property one morning, and um, there was a bear roaming around. Of course, as soon as it saw her, it took off. It didn't want to hang out, but yeah, it was pretty cool. She was so excited. She has her um, big camper out there, and that's what she's living in. until she gets her house built out there. But yeah, she saw the bear and immediately ran in the camper and grabbed her camera so that she could get some shots of it. It's pretty neat. Good morning, Ms. C. Nice to see you here today. Thanks for coming in. How are you doing? Oh, wow. That's cool. See, now me, I would be out there in the cave exploring, hoping I didn't meet a bear in the process. When I lived in Tennessee, there was a spot that we used to go to called Blowing Springs. It was a spring that came out of a cave, and we used to go there and get water. That was some of the best water ever. The guy that I was living with at the time, his mother would send me with gallon jugs to go get her water during the spring and summer because she loved it so much. Ah, well, thank you for stopping in to visit. I am going to go a little over an hour this morning since Camille is going to be doing her yarn reveal today. I thought I'd go a little over, and that way anybody that wants to follow me over there and look at some gorgeous yarn. Oh no, Lori. Wow. See, I wouldn't mind having bears on my property. I just wouldn't want them around my house that close. That's a little scary. That would be real bad to open your door one morning and be greeted by a bear. And see, my trio blanket is coming along, getting bigger. I'm really liking it now that the deeper pink is working into it. That's cool. I liked the peach row too, but the deeper pink is really pretty. Miss C, what are you working on? You got any projects with you? It's cold? What's the temperature, Helix? It's going to warm up here like crazy. I think it was probably up in the 60s when I went out on the porch this morning. No, it's not scraps. It's some self-striping yarn that I got. I actually bought it off of Amazon. It was funny. I bought this one first. I bought 6 cakes of it because it just the colorway caught my eye. And I got to looking at it and I thought that would make a really cool trio blanket. So I went back on Amazon and ended up ordering 2 more colorways of it. So I got the blue and the pink and yellow mix. So yeah, I like it. So I've got 6 cakes of each of those colors. And oh, Helix, that's nice fall weather. We are supposed to be back up near 90 today, which is just crazy. Ah, yeah. Well, I used to be my mom's caretaker, Miss C, and believe me, I did a lot of crocheting in between caretaking because that's about the only thing I really could do to pass time. Um, my mom, she got to a point where she was pretty much nonverbal. So, unfortunately, there wasn't a lot of conversating going on. And yeah, she sat and watched TV a whole lot. And I'm not a big TV watcher, so, but I really didn't go too much of any place, not even here in the house, because um, as soon as I would get up and go do something, she would decide she needed to get up and do something. And usually that didn't have a good outcome. She'd end up falling. It was rough. So I spent a lot of time sitting here in the living room with her, and crochet was a good thing to have to do to pass time. Helix, I don't, I mean, I hated losing my mom as early as I did. It was very unexpected. And, I had hoped to have her around for a lot more years, but, I think she pretty much had decided it was time for her to go. Because when she passed, she really was not sick per se. She just did not have a good quality of life anymore. So, yeah, I think she just decided that she was ready to go, and she did. Good morning, Connie. Nice to see you. Thank you for stopping in. I appreciate you being here. It is tough being a parent's caretaker, but you know what? My thing was, because I have 2 brothers and a sister. Now they all live a distance from me. Now my brothers live just only 3 hours from me. My sister lives across an ocean. Um, so, I was kind of the one, and I'm the oldest of the family. So I was kind of the one that decided that I was going to take care of mom. And I did what I set out to do. Um, I gave her a home to be in and, feel comfortable. And that was my goal. My sister and brothers both said, that there was nothing wrong if I wanted to put her into a nursing home. When her caregiving got a little tougher and more physical, they all said, you know, if you put her in a nursing home, you know, it's not a big deal, you know. But I did not want to do that. I wanted to keep her at home. Um, I bought this house, one, so that we could be closer to her side of the family, and two, so that she could have a home to be in until she passed away. And so I was able to do that. And that, yeah. Well, Lana, you know, those days when you're tired, well, for one thing, you didn't sleep well the other night, so your body probably hasn't, you know, caught up on that. But I mean, usually when you're tired, it just, your body is telling you you need to rest. It's always best to listen to what your body says. Thank you, Helix. It does. Luckily, I worked in the nursing home and did in-home care for quite a few years. I was a certified nurse aide, um, to work in both settings. Actually, getting your certification to be a nurse's aide or in-home care is harder than um, a nursing home setting, which I found rather interesting. But yeah, I was certified for both. And so luckily, I was able to fall back on a lot of that training that I had had. So, okay, Lana, I'll be looking forward to some messaging. Oh, I'm sorry, Tank. That's rough. Hey, Nick. Good morning. Welcome in. How are you doing today? You guys, Nick is the young man that I tried to introduce a lot of you to his channel. Um, so it's nice to see you pop in here. Oh, Connie, I'm sorry to hear you're having side effects from medicine. That's never good. Yeah, Lana, I have always been kind of a caregiver in one realm or another. Nick, you can't be sick. You have too much crochet to do. Oh, Manjaro. Okay. Yeah, I've heard a lot of people have issues with that. I don't remember if that's what my sister was on that made her sick. It may be. My sister is diabetic, and she had a lot of troubles when the doctor put her on medication. Well, take your time, Nick. There's no reason to rush. I liked your double crochet tutorial. Yeah, I have noticed that, Connie. A lot of people seem to have that side effect from it. Wow, Helix, that is awesome. I am happy for you. 100 pounds is a huge loss. To look at you, I would never imagine you 100 pounds larger. That you don't look like you would ever have been that heavy. Oh, that makes sense, Connie. Good morning, Danny Joe. How are you? Thank you for stopping in. I appreciate it. I don't know if you've ever been here before. Danny Joe, just going to show you real quick what I'm working on. I am doing what's called a trio blanket, which is a stitch that's done. You use 3 different colorways of yarn, and that way you don't have to cut your yarn at the ends of rows. You just pick up your next color and work back across with that. It's a lot of fun. So I am working on a blanket with a green, blue, and pink and yellow colorway. Okay, guys, I think I'm going to go ahead and knock off here. What did you imagine my voice like, Nick? Am I supposed to sound like an old lady? Well, thank you for stopping in, Danny Joe. If you're not subscribed, I hope that you will. I hope that you'll come back and visit me. I do live streams. I usually do every Saturday and Sunday. And yeah, so I'll be back on about 9:30 in the morning tomorrow, 9:30 Eastern. And so yeah, I hope you'll come back and hang out. Oh, well, thank you. Appreciate ya. And then I do live streams, just pop-ups every now and then. When I get a bug that I want to sit down in front of the computer and do a live stream, I will do that. I am planning on I've still got to do my my pumpkin project that I am going to do a video of. I may have to break it up into more than one part because it's going to be kind of an involved project. And so yeah, that's something that I'm going to have upcoming. I'm not sure that I will be doing it as a live. I may just do it as a video and do like a part 1, part 2 type video. So be looking for that. I'm hoping to do that this coming week. And yeah. You know, Helix, I feel the same way. I have put my body through all kinds of stuff and it's still hanging in there fairly strong. I mean, I have, you know, aches and pains, but I kind of feel like that's part of age. So I just deal with it and go on about my life. I don't let it stop me. Ms. C, I wish I was a Weeble. Unfortunately, when I fall down, I don't pop right back up again like Weebles do. I have to kind of have to lay there and think about it for a minute. Luckily, I don't fall down very often, so. So anyway, yeah, I am going to get off of here and let you guys go get coffee. I hope that you will come over and join us on the on Camille's live. My brain just farted there for a second. This should be the link to take you over to Camille's live stream. Let me just make sure. Yep. So for anybody interested, right there is the link to go over to Camille's live for the yarn reveal. Please do come join us over there. Like I said, she has some absolutely gorgeous yarn. So yeah, come on over and hang out with us there. I want to wish everybody a wonderful day. Thank you once again for coming into the Songbird's Nest and hanging out. And I will hope to see you all tomorrow. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye. Yep, I will see you over at Camille's, Lori. Bye for now.